Hi, welcome to Artistry Collaborative. My name is JoAnn, and it's football season. Not my thing, but I know a lot of you guys are into it. So I created this football wreath for my nephew, and we can do this together. This is Artistry Collaborative, the home of TriLab. So if you like these tutorials, please subscribe and share. We really appreciate your support. And you can go to our website, artistrycollaborative.org. And like I said, we are the home of TriLab because all we want you to do is try. And you can do this for the football player, football family. Put it in your colors, in your team's colors. It's so versatile. All right, so let's try this together. Okay, I'm actually making this for my nephew. I wasn't going to do a tutorial, but then I thought maybe you have a lot of football fans out there, sons and grandsons that do football, and maybe this is something you'd want to do for them. So it's using Dollar Tree items. This is the round frame, and then of course this is the football frame. And I covered this with this stuff. It's called Rigid Wrap. You can get it at Michael's or JoAnn's, and if you go to, I'll put the link in, but if you go to my hot air balloons, I will show you, it shows you specifically how to do it. But basically you're just cutting strips the size that you want, and then to go over the edge, you dip it in water, and then you just lay it on. It's just like paper mache, except it's like a cloth. And so I also have his colors for his team are black and red, so I got these at the Dollar Tree, but I was at Hobby Lobby the other day. They had this netting, which I like better because this has glitter in it, but we'll use what we have and we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to put this aside. We're going to paint this brown later, but right now we're going to work on the frame. So actually, I should probably tie this to the frame so I see what I have to cover. So we're going to put it right in the middle, like that. Alright, so how I'm going to do that? Well, we're going to make some holes. So, let me see. We'll put a hole through this. Put a hole through this. We'll put a hole on this side, and we'll put a hole on this side. And then we will take some, oh, I have this will work. These are just ties from a product that I bought, but you can use floral wire if you don't have any of these. But we're just going to put it in like that. I hope this is in frame. And tie it around the frame tightly. So you can do it just to hold it and then go back and tighten it. So that's one side, and then we'll take another one. I'm going to put it through there and through there so that it holds it. And then right on the rib, I'm connecting them and tying tightly. And I'm just going to leave those ends for now because I may want to tighten that up. And so that's how it is. So then we take our netting, and I'm gonna, oh, this has tinsel in it too. I didn't know that. But basically I'm going to cut, let's see, 8 inches, that might be 6 inches. Let's do 8 inches. 8-inch squares. So let me cut this up and I will come back. Just a little trick that I just thought of. I'm going to roll it every inch, 8 inches. Of course, it's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be. So instead of having to cut each one individual, we can just, let's say that's where the end of the roll. Then you would just cut one end, and then you would cut the other end, and there you go, instead of measuring every one. Ugh, yeah. Alright, so let me finish. Okay, so this is what we have so far. As I was putting these on, I got a few in, and I thought, you know what, I better paint the football. So I used, this says burnt umber, but any dark brown acrylic will do. And then I'm going to go back with this burnt sienna, it's like a rusty brown, and just dry brush over that to give it a little more dimension. But we are going to do some lettering on the Cricut that says Team Hudson. My nephew is Hudson, and so that's what's got. So anyways, there is 30 different little gatherings here. So I ran out of the sparkly, and I started to use the one I got at Hobby Lobby. And this couldn't be easier. I have to tell you, I have never used this meshy stuff before. I'm not a big fan of the wreaths, but for this I just thought it was an economical way to do it. So what I did is I wanted 2 pieces of red. I wanted it to be more red than black. That's a very small piece. And all you do is just scrunch it together any old way. Just grab it in your hands and then take a piece of wire and tie it tightly. Now, a trick to getting it really tight is to hold your knot and twist the ribbon, and it makes it really, really tight. And then you just find a spot on your wreath that you want to fill. This is pretty much done, but I don't want any extra lying around, so I'm just going to fill it with the last little bit of leftovers, because I'm not going to be using it for anything else that I can think of, because like I said, I'm not a big fan of this netting stuff. And that's it. You just want to fill that in. So again, I'm going to do another one so that you can see. I did a red, a black, and again you're just scrunching it up, and another red, scrunch it up. I ran out of chenille stems, so I'm using this I bought last year from the Dollar Tree. It's a wire ties. You can just cut whatever size you need. And again, I squeeze it together, I hold it, and I turn the bow. And that's it. And then just fill it in. Sometimes you might want to pull this down to get it a little more even, and then stick it in. Alright, I'm going to finish. I'll come back and dry brush the football, and then we'll get the words on there, and that'll be it. Alright. Okay, so that's the whole thing. And I'm going to take a little bit of this burnt sienna, and I'm going to take my brush and just dip it in the paint, take most of it off, and then just lightly, well, I guess I went a little too late. Go over. Well, I think you need to do a little bit more than what I was doing. Just don't, don't want to cover the whole thing with. And see, it gives it that little more dimension. Now I have to say that the football is really cool because the rigid wrap, you know how footballs are knobby. Well, this has a really nice texture, so it looks like a real football. Alright, so I'm going to let my daughter run up Team Hudson, and we'll put it on there, and I'll show you the whole thing. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so grateful that you're here. Please, if you like this video, subscribe and share it with your friends. If you hit the bell, it'll tell you when other videos are coming up. I do all kinds of tutorials. I don't just focus on one thing. I do everything. And whatever just hits my fancy, I guess. But I'm so grateful for that you're here. Please check us out on my website. It's called artistrycollaborative.org. I also have a podcast on creativity called Inner Promptings. You can find that on Spotify, iTunes, Google, and Apple Podcasts. It's just about inspiring you. As we say at Artistry Collaborative, we have the home of TriLab. We just want you to try. It's very, very easy. This just took me a couple of hours at most. Total, I had about 40 of these the gathering things, and I ended up using 3 spools of red and 2 spools of black because I wanted red to be the dominant color. So that's what we have. Alright, I hope you like it, and thank you so much, and please meet me on my next video. Keep on creating. And there you go. Go team!